A woman, Sarah Beam, has been charged with endangering a child while bringing him to be tested for COVID. So how do you get that? Well, if the kid has COVID, you think, and you put him in the trunk of the car to drive him over there, that's not the best idea. But Sarah Beam did. Was charged after authorities arrived at a Houston area COVID testing site on January 3rd, following a report that a health services official had found the child in the trunk of Beam's car. Generally, when you look into a car and you check the trunk and there was a kid in there, not going to be a great day when involved. So the director of health services there said that she was gathering information from cars in a line when she found a female driver, later identified as Sarah Beam, having her child in the trunk of her car. The mom told the health director that she wanted to prevent exposure to the virus while driving her son to the testing site for additional testing. When she asked Beam to see the child, the mother opened the trunk where the child was lying down inside the trunk. The mother was then told that the child would not get a test until he was removed from the trunk and placed in the back seat of the car. The health official called the police and returned to the car where the child was found in the back seat. So, Francesca, thoughts?
Look, I get it. I'm not a parent yet, but honestly, 13 years old, they're starting to get uppity, obnoxious. They're not doing their homework. Someday you got to put them in the trunk. Like if it were a smaller child, that would have sucked. But 13, they'll be fine. You give them a PS, whatever, the thing in your hand, a Switch, a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah,
it was a short ride. But then again, I'm a monster, so you got to factor that into anything I say.
Yeah, I guess you could probably plug a PS into the cigarette lighter, maybe that might work.
The cigarette lighter in the trunk.
Exactly. Well, you just run it through.
So all your hostages can have a smoke before they, you take them out into the middle of the marshland and kill them.
Terrible. So the terrible thing, obviously, about putting a kid in the trunk is there's no safety mechanisms whatsoever. So if you get an accident, that is going to be devastating for the child. That said, I think we can all agree that this was not a good idea, but how bad of an idea is it? I sort of get the thinking that the kid probably has COVID, she thinks, and doesn't want to get exposed to it. And she is taking it seriously. We've been telling people for a solid year and a half to take this seriously. Are we not the problem at the end of the day, Francesca? Did we not create this woman?
Yep. COVID created this woman.
Yeah.
We said it was contagious and she was like, yep, not taking any chances. I feel like there's other ways, although it probably is better than doing the plastic bag over your head situation. Like that is good. But put a mask on your kid.
Sorry, I should have read. No, he did have a bag over his head in the trunk. I'm kidding. That did not happen. That's terrible. If you were a judge, what would your sentence be? What are the consequences for this?
I would say, I don't know, 10 years hard labor?
Oh my God.
No, obviously traffic school. Because the way you were going over those speed bumps with a kid in the back, it's very reckless. The kid in the back, not the problem. However, I understand it. But you put a mask on your child. That's all you need. Put a mask on your child. That's it.
Or at least you drive and make the kid pace you out of the car. Something like that.
Well, that's a perfect example.
Yeah, can I add one more wrinkle to this? So the mother was eventually released from jail Sunday on a $1,500 bond. She's a teacher at Cypress Falls High School.
See, she knows.
Placed on administrative leave.
That is not the first time she's put a kid in a trunk. Mark my words. $1,500, that is so prohibitive. That's so expensive.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot for bail.
I think I'm maybe just too much of a softie. I would want to sit her down and have a very serious conversation about risk assessment. But she was taking him to get tested. I'm so torn. We need to do a poll on Twitch, what the consequences should be, or I don't know. Anyway, feel bad for the kid, a little bit bad for the mom in a difficult situation, didn't manage it well. But I'm sure I'll make decisions that are just as bad.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.